Thank you so much, Matthew. Indeed, Dust2 coming up next. We have casted a lot of G2 on this particular map, Alex. We know every pistol strat, every retake they're bringing into the table. It's a very good map for them, but it seems like they can be up and down of it. I feel like they're a little bit streaky, and I think Sean made a good point earlier, the fact that there's so much information about what G2 do on this map, that retake mentality on the CT side. I feel like Renegades are ready for this one, and they feel like they've got the upper hand.
Yeah, and the CT side, of course, to come second for G2. Keep your eye on that aggression from Shocks that Sean was talking about. For now, it will be the Aussies start things off, and we do just see rather aggressive push from JKS. That's going to be information by the boatload, very quick on. Charging towards long then with G2.
So, we've seen, as we mentioned, 3 different pistol approaches on this map. This looks to be more of their usual, which is just take long, double smoke the crossover, but they have thrown in a couple of fakes with this. So Renegades might be aware of that, but it seems like it's a full commitment. Liaz has spotted so many players towards long. Jacob's not messing around. He's going to be going for the wide swing. Liaz will get the first. The smokes are down, and Jacob's not slowing down just yet.
Because there's flashes in response, and already they're mowing them down. Tapping away, running out of bullets though, does dip away into the site. 4 versus 3, but Kenny is so low, made lower by Liaz and extended by Gratisfaction. Shocks was the only man not towards long committed, and I think JKS is so damn ready for that one.
Yeah, he certainly is. And it seemed like Renegades were very aware as to what was happening there from G2. As we mentioned, that's their go-to T-side pistol on Dust2. That's the standard from the French as they get the double smokes and crossovers. They basically long control. But as you could see, Renegades were ready for it. They had the flashbangs through the smoke. Right. Jacob keeps applying pressure. They can't get close. USPs are always going to have the advantage of that range. They've sealed away a couple of kills early. G2 couldn't really justify falling back, but they will bring out a force fire in the second.
Let's have a look at this one. Scout in the hands of Kenny S, and the armoured CZ75 does seem to be the weapon of choice for the French for now. 3 SMGs though. Azza knows there's potential for unarmoured opponents, and he can really just shred through the absence of that helmet. You can see how they plan to take this contact. Azza, on his call, will have a flash thrown in by his teammate Gratisfaction.
Indeed. As soon as he wants it, it'll be Azza to call for it. But for now, looks to be maybe a mid-approach here. We've talked about it's all tournament long. A lot of CT sides are allowing middle to be open and playing 2 towards the bomb side itself. That's exactly what's happening now with 2 smokes either side. Gains some access to the CT spawn if they want it. They do opt for the B ramp. First kill will be going in favor of JKS. He needs backup from Jacob here, who gets an amazing shot through the smoke. It looks like things are under control here. Lucky, low HP, now on 0. There's a consolation frag there for Shocks. He maybe gets a plant off this, grabs the bomb, and that's all he's got in mind right now.
Yeah, going to try and get that bomb down. He realizes he's going to be pushed. Actually manages to survive by tucking himself into the corner, but only for a moment longer. Renegades pushing in and handling the second round bye.
Yeah, it would have been really nice if he gets the plant down there, but so much pressure coming in from those B doors. I don't think he would have got it down regardless. He was hoping to get 1 kill, maybe get $600 instead of absolutely nothing out of it, but unfortunately for him, that's exactly what he got. And we'll go to round number 3. Has to be the eco now for G2. Not the start they were looking for, that's for sure.
That first round, that pistol round,
yeah,
it was a perfect answer to that dumb question I asked you yesterday, where I was like, when you throw 5 bodies towards long, is there not a vulnerability that they get that info early? And JKS did. He just pushed straight towards lower tunnels.
And that's when you can't really justify falling back, because they've seen so many there. They're going to be reacting on the map. It's one of the most reactive CT maps we have in the pool right now. If you lose control of position like long and you have good information, they've committed to that position, you're pushing towards B tunnels. You're getting behind them top of middle. And that's what G2 were very aware of. They had to keep going.
Now going to be forced into the meat grinder. Flash and Azza's push. He's actually halfway through his mag already. Doesn't stop him finding a second. Great flashbang from Grat. Can he double up though? Already with 2 from his teammate. He's now responsible for short with the scout.
So we saw that's when Azza managed to spot a couple more players towards short. That's why they're pushing the B tunnels now and just pincering their T's and trying to deny the bomb plant here. That's all they can really bring to the table. But I say that, they do get another frag, but the MP9 coming in, looking to shut it all down. It's going to be lucky on the site, but not for very long. 3 players survive for Renegades. 3-0 now, but the money is pretty decent overall. Will they bring out the AWP early? 5,400 on Kenny S. It means he can get the AWP and Kevlar on the nose, and that's exactly what he brings out. So there it is. Ooh, is there a double up setup straight away on the CT side?
Straight away, round 4.
I don't mind that at all. Why not?
That's not a panic button. That's a let's twist this knife.
Let's dig our heels in. Let's kick off things with a bang here in the first gun round.
That's a good spawn from Kenny. He might be taking the look on long. There will only be 1 man there. It's unlikely Liaz is going to fully commit to that. Instead, just the Molotov, and he gets away. Just the elbow, a glimpse from Kenny. Gratisfaction, it's a very hard shot to hit. Good maneuvering from Shocks. He just ducks. In the meantime, though, JKS has fired off another shot. They know the double AWP very early into this one. Perhaps will aid his decision making.
Yeah, that's from the mid doors towards top of T middle. Manages to remove Kenny S. Great shot. They haven't recovered the AWP on the T side just yet. Looks like they'll take the bomb through T spawn. Need to be very careful here. There is a chance the CT's looking towards you. So it looks like a bit of a fake perhaps, of smoking towards Xbox. Flash over towards long to suggest they might be going up towards short here. But they've got 4 players in towards the B tunnels. And we know G2 love a contact player with 1 smoke in towards this B bomb site, just off the back of 1 flash usually.
And it always, like, let me get this right, it often works.
Yeah. When you think it won't, there's the smoke, and they just throw maybe 1 or 2 flashes. They wait for the initial reaction here.
They will still have a chance to flash through that smoke once the molly clears.
I dare say they might wait and flash smoke it again, but we'll see.
Starting their walk. JKS was looking for info, jumping on the box, and it's punished. He goes down. Now Jacob has to do more than 1. He's in trouble. Spot of bother for sure, smoking himself to try and survive. The molly's coming for him. He can use the smoke to survive, but lucky, he can't avoid the bullets.
Yeah. He's frustrated himself, Jacob, then missed through the smoke initially. Might have been able to survive that one if it goes down early. Something to be planted by Lucky. They've got the advantage now. CTs don't think they're going for it.
Very hard site to retake, and I think they realise that that advantage of the double AWP will be just as prominent in the next. And so G2 get the first round on the board on their map pick.
They absolutely do.
Contact B? I mean, to be fair, they're probably not going to be getting that shot on JKS, who kind of served it up on a silver platter.
Yeah.
Every day of the week.
Yeah, he jumped up to get information, spotted a few of them, but they certainly spotted him as well. Down he goes, a few bullets sprayed in his direction. He could have just held his position, he'd probably been fine. He is vulnerable to the Molotov, I suppose, that's about it, but jumping up was his downfall. And it was Jacob trying to pull out the smoke, bit of panic, and Amanek's going down for sure. So he'll be removed, but they recover the AWP, that's not a problem. And there'll be 2 players surviving for G2, 3 for Renegades, but more importantly, that double AWP setup is brought into round number 5 here. This is the second map of the best of 3. It was Vertigo to kick things off, where Renegades found very good success on the second half there. It was looking great for them. It was a 16-9 game, and now on the pick of G2, but Renegades, no strangers to this one, although they haven't had fantastic results in it recently. But they've done their homework. You know they'll be aware of the G2 tendencies here.
No doubt. Renegades, 1 map away from the champion stage of the major. Would be a reverse sweep.
The timing.
Just as he glanced. The possibility of a push from the lower tunnels. There is certainly still going to be someone there, but Kenny's going to be there to support. Just stays with his eye pressed against the scope. Now, a spurt of aggression. Molotov clears the close corner, and the flash enables them to get themselves set up towards the Xbox. Yes, he's not letting the French puppet master pull his strings, and instead he just concedes middle. Constant stream of dialogue from the players is very interesting when you can get your a bit of extra insight there. Now Gratz Faction's going to be giving the info long. He wants to go for another one. Likely going to be a flash from him. Perhaps even a flash from his teammate. They actually double peek it. They want to aggress. They want to get this information. And the boost does come in. That's a so much. They know where 2 of the 5 remain. Right, looking at doors. Azza will be Molotoved off, and that's going to separate the CTs. But Kenny and Jax, they're making long theirs. They have the bomb. Azza has to connect onto Jax. It's a bit of a misstep by him.
Oh, he's in trouble here. Jacob trying to get them out, and it will be a 2 versus 1 now. Awkward battle here. JKS does spot 1. 8 of 10 seconds, though.
Oh, they have to commit.
What's happening
What's
here?
going on, JKS? He's exposed.
The clock, hide.
8 seconds. 8 seconds! And they get the frag nonetheless. A bit of an oopsie, perhaps, but 3-2.
He surely just had to hold the tight corner on the left and just jiggle peek and at least hit 1 shot and at least stay alive there. With 8 seconds, I wasn't sure they would actually make it to the site in time. It was certainly right down to the wire. Could have had a better position, because as soon as he misses 1 AWP shot when he's exposed like that, he's going down, and they knew it. Such a tight round there, you can see.
Everyone.
Right down to 6 seconds. They wouldn't have made it, I'm almost sure.
Well, you can see the processing of information there. A whole lot of it. And it does put Renegades on the back foot in a very big way. Just going to be counting or hoping, catching a G2 member out on long. But this is their default. You'll take note of this one. Just Lucky will be holding towards the long push. You'll have Kenny holding the mid push. And the majority of G2 just lying in wait, hoping for something towards B. Not sure if the timing's going to work out well for Renegades, but it looked like Lucky just turned tail the second.
Yes, but they flashed over now, so Kenny might be aware of this now. Indeed he is. First kill will be his. Falls back. He knows Arico at this stage doesn't need to find more kills. Stick with the team. He'll probably wait in towards the B tunnels watching T-spawn, I'd imagine. But he has got lower B to worry about. Wait towards that T-ramp.
Yeah, G2 have got themselves in the prime positions to handle this one. Renegades all separate. They got the bomb down, impossible to retake, an impossible round to win. So we will see an even keel returning to Dust2.
See, with the secondary T-side orb, we've seen this in the earlier stages of the tournament. They actually won a decent amount of rounds with 2 AWPs. You don't see it too often. And you can see Shoxy very capable with the weapon as well. Satisfaction does a little bit of damage there, but no kills found. It is going to be G2 pulling another round back against the full eco there as we go 3-3. Money starting to stabilize though for Renegades. They'll bring out a double AWP setup themselves. Satisfaction JKS once again.
4 AWPs in the round on the 7th round.
Yeah, you don't see this too often.
This will change things. The pacing certainly. Combine that with an Amanek Mac 10. Nothing connecting on the cross. Ever since that smoke's become habitual, very little damage done early. This just so hard. Almost zero information.
Yeah, no kits here just to note for Renegades, and now just 1 smoke remaining. A little bit of nade damage there towards Jacob. He's holding towards the B side right now. Alone, as JKS will patrol middle. Secondary AWP will be in hands of Satisfaction here towards short. They're going back towards B though. G2 rotating through T-spawn. The bomb's there as well. Kenny S holding that position for now. But we talked about their contact plays towards B. They're very confident in their ability to trade frags on that side of the map.
Jacob with a lot to do in this round. The smoke from Shox actually drew JKS away from B as well. What cue are they waiting for? Amanek going to start accelerating with a Mac 10, and the spacing doesn't matter because he's done it all on his own. Gets the first with that Mac 10 or against the rifle. And just like that,
I think they have to save.
Somewhat of a magic trick. A leaping Mac 10 and a round over.
They haven't got any defuse kits, and now they're being locked in towards the spawn area. Kenny S coming from long here. 2 AWPs to find and spawn. He's hitting absolutely everything. Kenny S, he's not going down on a fight here today. Looking for the final kill here, trying to drain the money out of the Renegades' bank accounts. Just Satisfaction, and that's absolutely perfect there from G2. What a maneuver from Kenny to close out the round. They were just trying to save a 4-player surviving. It's like, you know what, they can have the B side. We'll hold on to our weapons, but Kenny shuts it all down.
Damn. I mean, that's a combination of 2 very, very big plays. Amanek getting the way in, but Kenny, he was long from the start, and it enables him to completely break Renegades. Round 8 is about to look very different from how the Australians imagined it when they said that save word. Look at Kenny.
They were aware of it as well. Asa at least checking that position, but he was one of the few players who just had a rifle there instead of the AWP, and Kenny just takes everyone down. That's a massive talking point going forward. They'll have no money now. Certainly going to be some form of equal here. They're going to take a partial buy with the Desert Eagles for Jacob and Asa so far. Liaz buys the smoke for the middle doors. Nothing else really purchased here. So Liaz will throw that. They might stack towards long, or they could send 5 players towards B. We'll see what they've got in mind. 4 towards B, from what we can see. Liaz will fall back, hold CT spawn.
Satisfaction couldn't choose to invest in the pistol in pursuit of the AWP. So just that USP doesn't commit yet to the information. Kenny could get divided. Can't necessarily peek both spots at the same time. Grat takes that as an opportunity to try and strike. Just a couple of bullets, peppering Kenny down to 85 with the silence USP. In the meantime, G2 just exuding confidence and patience as they just walk up long. CTs will be in the right place. Gratis Faction will confirm it with a bit of a mid-push now, and ready and willing to give that fight. Let's not forget, there are 2 AWPs in play on this T side. If things go close quarters, if things get chaotic, Kenny's so ready for this one. Pulls out the AWP though, and now Gratis Faction can punish.
No.
He's got a signature weapon, and JKS another. Oh, and Amanek shooting lucky. It's just gone from bad to worse for the French. Stabilizing now, thankfully. Shocks onto Gratis Faction does take a huge possibility away from the Renegades playbook.
Will they be aware of Az's position now? They've killed 3 players towards this site. They'll presumably just try and get this bomb planted. Azza can try and stop this now. We'll jump up onto the site. Does the bomb go down? It does. He didn't deny it. Now Shoxy has to fight too for now. He's got the P250 out. He'll have to cross over. And now, can he find the shot? Apparently not. It's the eco victory there for Renegades. G2 so slow on their initial approach. 30 seconds on the commitment there. It started off as a B stack for Renegades. They sent 3 players back towards the A site. And absolute chaos ensues there, Alex, with the team kill coming in as well. The Desert Eagle headshots. And it all started with Gratis Faction pushing towards those long doors. Kenny's inside them as well. He could have held that from outside by the blue bin and just had a nice clean angle without any risk of dying.
I'll tell you right now, you do not see a unarmored USP, 0 investment into the round, win a duel versus a fully Kevlar'd AWP very often. But the 1v1 happened, and Kenny, he got caught by the timing. He saw the shadow, but he just switched to the AWP. He was then forced to switch back. It really gave Grant a chance. Then swinging wide, a miss from Kenny. That's it.
Yeah.
And the rest, well, that's history. Gratis Faction does catch a glimpse of an aggressive strafe from Shocks, but no bloodshed yet into the 9th round. Second map. G2's pick.
You can see the pressure getting to both teams now. How many eco victories have we had so far in this series?
For both of them?
Yeah.
My God.
It's so interesting. Well, full buy for G2 after winning 4 rounds in a row. They tie things up, but losing to the eco gets Renegades back in the round. Shots exchange towards middle. Shoxy taking the majority of the damage there. Gratis Faction hits him clearly through the door. 23 HP now.
Kenny, often drawn to those smokes. He wants to try and find those gaps. Unexpecting, or unsuspecting rather, CTs. Such a big win for Renegades. That is going to really kick them into 5th gear.
Here we go again, that B-bomb site. You'll see the same smoke come through. Kenny S with the AWP. Once again, time getting quite low, and you can see they're smoking towards the A side. Gratis Faction spots another, hits him, can't find the kill with this yet, but it is going to be an absolute mow down here for Jacob. Dinks another, Gratis Faction fends them off, bomb down, 25 seconds here, 2 versus 1. Shoxy still towards middle. Can he find any wiggle room here? Listening for the sound cues, and unfortunately for him, Leah's very aware, and there will be 3 kills for Gratis Faction. The boys are fired up now, Alex.
Yes, indeed. You can hear the roar from Kassad, the coach, who let a smile creep onto his face this morning. I think he's started to get quite accustomed to the pressure. They've had it since day 2.
Of course. Yeah, you're absolutely right there. A couple of tough losses to open things up here in the best of ones against NRG and Avangar, no less.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think they played 30 rounds versus NRG, 29
they
versus
did.
Avangar.
So they were very close games. The Avangar game seemed a bit alarming considering the matchup, but it turns out Avangar are just peaking into this stage of the tournament. They looked fantastic, one of the few teams through right now.
And a team that learnt just how powerful Avangar were, we actually had the opportunity to cast it, was G2.
Yes.
A best of 3, an exhausting best of 3 for the French put them here.
Good point. The Gratis Faction getting himself all the damage in there. Getting 3 kills in total as well after tagging up 2 of them initially. And we'll get into round number 10 here. Money starting to be an issue here for G2. Have plenty of money for this round, however. It's just going forward if they don't find success here.
Lucky just walking out. I think he was counting on a teammate flash that did not arrive or did not connect, because JKS, no worries. No flash. An advantage. Renegades choose to lock themselves in, another boost towards the lower tunnels.
So they have 2 orbs positioned towards middle right now. It will be G2 getting that long control. Detecting it was clear. They were right. It's JKS. He'll be holding off towards shore, looking a lower. Liaz with a responsibility now of long.
Oh, they're just going to walk it. Not a peep, not a squeal. JKS realizes in his absence. There could be presence, and there is so much of it. Kenny actually catching JKS. That's the way in. Up the ramp they go. Shox, patience prevails from mid, and this is a flurry of frags in favor of G2. Just 2 remain. Liaz going to be the first to perhaps try and contest that bomb. Realizes he'd rather wait for his teammate, Jacob, who's been given the responsibility of finding Shox. That lurk from the caller. Any uncharacteristic miss and shut down by Liaz. Oh, and Jax presents his head. Liaz meets it with lead. 2 versus 2. Shox may have his back turned if Jacob gets his timing right. Do they have a kit? He's got the frag already. Jacob and Liaz, they're doing absolutely everything. Amanek, he can't look at it all. He does have a Molotov though. Time on his side. They don't have a smoke. Actually, they do. I tell a lie. Liaz has got it. He's trying to and get the flames just right. He's on the duel. Liaz gets it. Can he get to the bomb in time? A smoke from him. On it with the kit. He hasn't got the time. So close, but G2, they do find the 5th.
You can see that comes right down to the final few moments there. 2 versus 2, Renegades, great communication. They saw the information towards short. They are aware of Shoxy's presence in that position. They sandwiched towards that A site and not quite enough time there. And you can see the desperate Molotov just thrown at the end, just trying to find a couple of extra seconds if possible. He gets on top of the bomb and there was 3 seconds left. No chance of a defuse there as G2 will tie things up. Big round for them to win. Their money was incredibly low. But remember, all 5 players went down there. So this will be a tactical pause. I think both teams will need it at this stage. Renegades will have enough to buy. Jacob's gone for the max 7 just now. What a sick shot this was to follow things up. Jax didn't expect that one to land. Liaz gets everything done there. Misses out by a couple of seconds. So AWP out in pairs here. The max 7 for Jacob, all for Liaz and Azza on the M4A4. This is going to be a great second map here.
Yeah, I've got that feeling. I've got a tingle. Just seeing how down to the wire every round can be, even the ecos. I mean, it's not necessarily the tightest rounds of Counter-Strike, but it's that raw combination and clash of skill. Lucky combined with Amanek's flash. It's a potent mix that Liaz could not handle. Shox is getting this access all the time. He exploits it.
Yeah.
Again, Azza caught. They know there's one on the site as well because he was boosting.
They probably have to change their setup now, Renegades. That mid position is becoming too much of an issue for them. Gratisfaction, I think he did spot the head there of Shoxy, but it's going to be JKS to find the first kill. That will be their cue to transition to another portion of the map here. Going through T-spawn, looks like B's going to be the final approach. Jacob's there with the mag 7. It's going to be incredibly difficult to get multiple frags here. One, sure, but they'll have trades coming through thick and fast. Kenny has in prime position to get the shot. He lands it down to 21 HP. No damage in return. Shotgun to defend absolutely everything here.
Jacob, he has to take a leaf out of Malta's book from earlier in the tournament. Go crazy with the mag 7 and the first not connecting. It's not looking promising. He's been given so many chances. Amanek finally deals with it. The round should be over. Double AWPs to be saved.
Yeah. Didn't really do any damage there. He thought it would be close, and here he comes again. Kenny, yes, he misses, and he will be taken down. I say that he did leg JKS, but still looking to retreat here, holding on to the snipers. Looks like they'll be successful in doing so. It was a lovely idea of them. Kenny even took his time to land that shot. Just unfortunate they jumped as soon as he pulled the trigger there. So 3 players survive with G2. Once again, going back towards B. Jacob, I feel like he was worth at least a kill there. He got, what, three cartridges out?
Yeah,
Didn't
3
work
shots. I mean, he had a flashed opponent in front of him. Gratisfaction, he's going to see one coming, deals with Shox, but this is just a question of keeping hold of their weapons.
Well, they don't recover the AWP for Kenny. They're going to get $3,500 on top of what they have right now.
It really is an AWPer's nightmare, isn't it? What we just saw from Kenny's perspective is 2 targets presenting themselves at the same time. You just have that burst of indecision.
Yep, you're like, well, if I kill one of these guys, I'm going to be traded out. Trying to take his time, slow it right down. Unfortunately, he didn't get anything from it. And that means they have no sniper going into this next round now, up against a double AWP setup, which Grat and JKS just saved.
Perhaps a little audacious then from Kenny.
Well, it was a nice idea. It was just unfortunate for him. They were in that position right next to each other. He could only get one, and it was unlucky. I'll say that much. And we'll see now if Gratisfaction wants to go for the pick. He'll be boosted behind this smoke. As we mentioned, no AWPers, so no challenge.
You fall off.
They haven't force bought into this, even though they saved the AWPs. They've got Deagles, PT50s, and keeping them around the $2,000 mark.
Given what Gratisfaction and JKS have done so far in this series, it's still a real threat. Gratisfaction will take the shot towards the middle and has some support of his teammates. They are just going to be moving around like peons, pawns in this AWPer's chess game. throw their bodies at them. Play the close lines. The Xbox smoke. A pillar of the D2 T side.
Yeah, there's been different approaches to that. With Avantgarde, we saw them smoking inside the double doors and then able to jump from lower B up towards that Xbox. Obviously, they're up safely. Oh, maybe not, but he does make up for it. Jacob's had a rough couple of rounds.
Good reaction from Shox, but the bullets still within Shox, down to 39. As is considering a push. I don't know if Shox is going to be ready for this. That's going to be an AK in his hands. Does have the Kevlar as well. Amanek takes the fight quickly, though. Doesn't let that spiral. Instead, Liaz makes his presence known on short in the round. Well, it's AWPs and it's a retake.
Yeah. And, what?
Excuse me.
Was JKS outside the mid doors there?
It was a wall bang, but I saw his whole body.
No, I think JKS was.
Okay,
it wasn't Gratisfaction who came through.
The double AWP, Alex. You knew there's two AWPs.
Yeah. So
wow,
it looked really odd, but there it is. It was actually JKS going for the straight up wall. How he reacts to that so quickly, I'll never know. If we could grab that, that'd be fantastic. But
I mean, that's actually quite big, and the ramifications of that is that we got two AWPs into next.
And an AK-47. And we've talked about it. It's the T sides on Dust2, at least at this tournament, from what we've observed, it's been quite a T-sided affair. That's where G2 have been snowballing and looking very strong. Renegades keeping them on a modest leash at least, as we'll see them save the 3 weapons there. That was absolutely wild towards the end there. Well, 7-5 overall, and the investment now from Renegades. Remember, they saved $2,000 per player going into this round and managed to keep up the AWPs and bring an AK-47 as well. So not too bad, all things considered, when you break it down.
This is why Counter-Strike's so good, man. I've never seen that before. I've never seen that particular perspective, that particular sitcom of Counter-Strike. Still, we're into what will be round 13.
They've got 2 MAC-10s and a Galil. Jacob will fend off the rush with the incendiary HE combo. And that's enough to dissuade them from that side of the map. They're going to go for the mid doors. We talked about it. It's been a weak area for Renegades. Is there a trade here? They're going to try and be nimble.
Right behind them, he strikes! It's going to be 2, potentially 3! Profound aggression from the leader, leading by example. Now they look to actually pick up the pace. They want to try and get straight in towards A, punish this, but already repositioning. It's JKS. Liaz is there. Well, he was there, past tense, because shut down, and now leaping in towards CT. He's upgraded. Amanek 10 gets 2, but not the remaining. Not bad resistance once again from G2.
There was a chance there. There's a world where he hits that shot towards CD spawn, tucks himself in the corner, knowing exactly where the last player is, but didn't quite have enough time there. The MAC-10, it's been so powerful for G2. It's unbelievable at times, but shut down. It will be Renegades recovering the double AWPs once again, 7-6. In G2's favor as they take their second tactical timeout now. Things have been a little bit chaotic here. G2 calling on the fly, lots of pounce plays and aggression with those MAC-10s, trying to overwhelm the CT defense, but you could see an adjustment there from Renegades, taking Gratisfaction to focus towards middle this round. He was ready for that approach, gets the 1 kill, falls back in time, and there's no real trouble at this stage. You'll see Azad jumping behind them as well. He had the chance to get 3, but he wins the round with those 2 frags, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, they were so not ready for that. Knives out. But it's worth mentioning, if you haven't been able to catch the whole Major or all of G2's games, yes, Dust2 something we've seen an awful lot, but to add some context to that, their T side has been one of their strong suits.
Yes, absolutely.
By a large margin. So the fact the Renegades have kept things level bodes well for a close game into the second half.
Well, a small technical issue here, potentially. The admins will be investigating Gratisfaction's PC. Money, we can have a look at that while G2 are waiting. So, Amanek, Shoxy, Lucky. Oof, not looking good. We'll be careful with our words here, Alex, while the headsets are off.
Yeah, I'm just going to bite our tongues for a moment.
Well, round 14 coming up. Not much separating these 2 teams.
Recap how effective that mid-control was from Grat in the round prior. It has been such an issue, you highlighted it, that was the resolution. A quick AWP frag. Just sent them packing. Of course, Az's flank a big part of that as well. A moment to remind everyone at home as well just what is on the line here. 2 wins, 2 losses here at the Major in Berlin at the Legends stage. For the champions, just 1 best of 3, 1 map. If you're the Renegades, a successful venture on Vertigo puts them just 1 map win away from the next stage of competition, from the top 8. So many teams in attendance. You rewind back to the minors. This will be the top 8 teams in Counter-Strike in 2019. The summer of 2019. Renegades and G2 vying for 1 spot. With a 6-7 half as well. It does look like we're going to be getting back underway to find its conclusion.
The headsets are back on. We can talk about the money. I was just a little bit aware that could be a problem. But here we go. The buys will come through. Amanek will have to be on a Mac 10 here. I say that's a problem. It seems like it's absolutely fine for G2 to operate with that weapon. Shoxy will go with the Glil, and he's also got armor there. So it's going to be the Kenny S Orb looking to do damage here. Doesn't pull the trigger on the initial cross, but he did spot 2 go over. Granite's faction, decent incendiary. Can he do anything with it? Of course he can. Amanek drop. That's the Mac 10 play. And now G2 will have to react fast. They know Granite's faction is towards that long position. They look towards short as it delivers a grenade. Doesn't do too much damage, but incendiary will hold them off.
Amanek, he got far out towards long very, very quickly, but Granite's faction was ready for it. Brave to peek past that corner smoke thrown by G2. Still responsible for it, and utility thrown by G2 will give him the warning. And there is a Kenny S walking out long now, and it's going to be likely his responsibility to trade should his teammates take first contact.
Granite's faction is alone here. And he delivers. That's a great shot. Flashbang might allow him to get out of here. Holds towards the car for now. It's Shoxy focusing towards short. Only got that Galil. Not the ideal weapon of choice here. 5 on 2. Granite's faction to close things out. He can be wallbanked here. Trying to drop the smoke, and it will be lucky to find him through the car.
Gives them a minute way in.
Yeah, the thing is they only have 1 smoke here. Even getting towards the A side to be very difficult.
Yeah, and this setup from Liaz, he's going to catch Lucky. The rest should just be a formality. 4 members remain. Jacob's on the flank. Jax, they know where he is. He does tank up Azza. The equalizer coming in from Renegades, and Nade no less as well. And a perfect execution onto those final 2.
Well, we're all tied up here, Alex. 7-7, round 15 up next, and there's only $2,000 per G2 player for this final round. It's going to be either Deagle's armor or maybe SMGs across the board. I would say pistols more likely. You can't even really justify the Mac 10s here. So CZ and Smokes flashes. Amanek will go for the Mac 10. He'll sacrifice his helmet. Of course, that's his weapon of choice. Shoxy might be that way inclined as well. He goes for the CZ. So 4 of those, 1 SMG, not looking good as Renegades will have everything they need to close out round number 15 here and take the lead at half.
Yeah. On G2's map pick, no less.
Yeah, it's significant here. A lot of pressure on G2 going into that second half. They can still win this one, of course. The B site, they found relative success. JKS caught off guard a few times.
I don't think he'll make that same mistake, trying to get the info on the dribble smoke that will be thrown out by
They have a Molotov.
Jackson Shocks.
Do they use it towards the platform for him? Jack's got it in hand.
Thinking about it.
Yes, they will.
Doesn't see it coming in. How does he choose to react? He's going to smoke it, and he actually has vision, albeit only slightly. Does have to stick out somewhat like a sore thumb, but Jacob's done a lot of the hard work. Just the bullets of the Desert Eagle connecting to confirm it will be Renegades leading on the half. 8-7 though, hard to separate.
Absolutely true. Who knows what's going to happen in the second half? All we know is we'll be back after this break.
8-7 half, second map, first series of the last day of the Legends stage. Only a few seats remain in the Mercedes-Benz Arena, at least for the teams. Plenty, of course, if you want to come join us, do head over to major.starladder.com.
Yes, indeed. And it's going to be G2 on the edge of their seat, already a map down. And now at half, 8-7 deficit. They will be switching over to the CT side. It's where they've had a mixed bag of results this tournament. We've casted a lot of their Dust2. They seem to be getting better on this side of the map as the tournament goes on, but it was certainly a talking point in the initial stages.
Would now be a good time as well to highlight what the desk were talking about before, the approach of retaking A. That seems to be how G2 approach it.
Yeah, they certainly do. They allow the bomb side to be under full control, the bomb to even be planted, but they're very good at it. But the thing is, Renegades will be very aware of that approach. They can maybe counter that and be aware of the key retake positions and their tendencies, and I'm sure they'll be having a solid game plan going into this one. G2 might have to mix things up somewhat.
I wouldn't be surprised if they're probably going to just throw all of that out the window and try something completely different, if that's as such common knowledge that it's at the tip of our and the analyst's tongue. Into the pistol. First pistol round did go the way of the Renegades, and they managed to convert the full 3. Kenny ready and willing to take that fight straight down mid-doors. Jax actually able to Scarpa. He's got a lot of information. They are hunting him down, and they continue to do so. Wow. All the way up short, but he's retreated and forced off. Very little investment from Renegades to get all that map control. Just intimidation tactics from the Norwegian.
Oh, dear.
Oh, Jacob tagged, held by Amanek.
There's smoke on top of the mid-wall. Never seen that before, to be honest, and it's actually going to cost them the bomb. That goes out first for some reason, and down that goes. This is a nightmare.
Oh, no.
They wanted to smoke CT spawn, didn't happen.
And look at the price they're paying. Azza, he lays his life on the line, and Jacob looking to save them. As is Liaz. Oh, multi-kills everywhere. Last one, they know where he is. The call to go A comes in. Amanek already shutting him down with ease, though. Enables him to catch on the cross. That's so fast from Amanek. Feels like just a moment ago he got the frag on B. He's already tagged up Liaz.
Well, all the tactics are out the window, the smokes are missing, the pressure is on, and an absolute frenzy of kills there towards middle. I don't think either team was expecting that. Liaz loses most of his HP now, but the mind games begin at this stage. He'll go for the plant, at least gets that, meaning they can get AKs out in the second round. But for now, Amanek, massive advantage in terms of health.
No Kev, though. If Liaz connects the first bullet, it does give him a distinct advantage.
He knows where he is now, Liaz. How does he reposition?
Amanek can afford to take his time with this one with the kit in his grasp. Another opportunity presents itself. Amanek gets the info, closing the gap. Lee has no health, no chance, no margin. Ferreira. Amanek, he saves G2 in a very big way, and the pistol rounds are split in Dust2.
Yeah, that was a weird one from Renegades. I don't think I've seen that mid-smoke towards CT spawn miss like that before. It landed on top of the mid-wall.
I've never seen a smoke make you furrow your brow to that extent before.
I was so confused. I was like, I've thrown that smoke most days I'm playing CS, and I've not seen it do that before. So maybe CT swung off when they were throwing it. Something happened there, but they wanted to smoke down towards spawn. It did lead into a 2 versus 1 lead, to be fair. So eventually they had the advantage, but Liaz got the information. He's towards B. He tries to get up short quickly. Took a lot of damage there, which certainly hindered his attempts there in that 1 versus 1. But they got the bomb down, as I mentioned, meaning he can get the AKs out. There's a Krieg for Liaz here, and so it's actually pretty decent in terms of the overall finances. They've got a strong chance of winning this second round up against the 2 M4s, Scouts, MP9s. It's actually a very similar setup on either side. Renegades get to choose where they put most of their players at this point, so they actually might be able to steal this one away. Lucky holding towards short. Bomb making its way back towards T-spawn as JKS confirms that lower B is clear.
JKS was very, very set on Vertigo. He had a huge frag lead, 18, I believe, on the half. Dust2 hasn't been able to quite flex in the same way. JKS's investigations in lower tunnels and middle is going to start to feed Renegades the information, especially now they have access to long. They'll leave JKS there for now. Lucky and Jax, though. 50 seconds, they start investigating, and it's going to work so well. You cannot deal with that. And Kenny with the scout. Looks like an AWP in his hands, at least for the first. Liaz, however, has that Krieg. Their rifles, they're still kicking, still healthy. And with 35 seconds, they really can have a good shot at this one.
Yeah, Renegades got no utility remaining here. They're just going to have to swing out and hope they hit the headshots here. Lucky's in such a prime position. He's got at least 1 kill here, I'd say. Jacob's not going to be aware of it. And there it is. The frag comes through. 4 versus 2 now. Liaz and Azza. Scout and the Krieg. and running out of time here, but it's going to be the first for Azat. Upgrades to an AK-47. Looking towards CT Spawn, somehow reacts to that. Down to 8 points of health, but now a 2 versus 2 as the bomb's planted. Amanek surely gets a kill on Liaz as he tries to fall back. Jack's low HP towards short.
So patient from G2 now. Thrown into a 2v2. Jax's patience could be paying dividends. No, that's a good catch. Now they start to get the info. Amanek looking to 1v2 again! And again! Back-to-back clutches from Amanek. Gives G2 the conversion off the pistol. Renegades, they will remember the name.
Oh my goodness. Every round feels so tight here. There's so much pressure being applied from both teams. Renegades have to dig so deep to bring that 4-on-2 back in their favor. It comes right down to a 1 versus 1 again, Alex, after...
What does that do to the money?
Well, they're going to buy again for sure. Like, the fact they got the bomb down and 4 kills, they know the money is so weak on the G2 side. They just win one of these rounds, they're the ones that are on the back foot at that point. And we'll see Amanek just about close things out here. As maybe he runs towards short with the first player going down, he might have stood a chance there, but he took the battle. Doesn't work out. You can still see they've got decent money here. The loss bonus racking up, the bombs being planted consistently. We'll see if Lucky can hold them off towards long. He gets positional control, doesn't get the first frag. Does a lot of damage though.
Oh my God.
Liaz is burning. How have they done so much here? Jack's fighting back. This kill is important. Can he get out of there? Got to reload as he falls back towards the corner. He's got Kenny towards the car as well. They flash over. This is intense once again. He's making it work. There it is. The kill's going in favor of G2. Surely that's enough.
They are the walking wounded. G2, rabid dogs. They just keep pushing. Bringing the aggression. These MP9s, they just seem so powerful when utilized correctly. A sprinkle of utility. We saw that Molotov really melting Liaz. I mean, he must have been flashbanged. I just watched his health slowly whittle away.
It's a player in T-spawn. I think Jacob's done for. There it is. G2 break their serve. There has to be the full eco at this point. Renegades going towards long. Another chaotic procedure there. They get out towards long. It looked like there was enough there. They took so much damage upon entry. The incendiaries, the HEs, the bombardment of MP9 bullets exchanged, and it will be G2 just about stealing it away with unrelenting aggression through that smoke.
They didn't even let them catch their breath, you know, piece it back together, have a conversation instead. Just as the smokes start to clear, as the players start to work out what the hell just happened, Jax arrives on the scene, jumping through a smoke with his SMG.
Well, it will be maximum loss bonus for Renegades next round. Well, the HE usage has been spectacular the last couple. Up towards shore they go, desperate for a planter. There is a chance you can win these rounds. Incendiary will make things a little bit more complicated. They'll slow it right down here. The HE to follow it up. Lucky feels like he's locked them in. He'd be correct. Another fantastic HE. Satisfaction down to 7.
Who needs bullets? Oh, again! They catch it.
There's nothing left of them at this point.
They're just going to be walking in shadows of their former selves.
There can't be another HE. Thankfully, there's not. At least for the sake of the Renegades here. They'll flash over. At this point, they'll be happy they get a plan, Alex.
Yeah, certainly. What was Kenny holding up there? That's the lineup, I imagine, for the flash.
Yeah, he's got the flash in hand right now. He'll hold towards Goose.
Sometimes you have that moment during a round where you think, this just is not possible. Renegades likely try and change my mind. But mode down. No worries, it's groovy like Motown. We move C11 then to 8, and everyone's still standing. G2 though, I mean, that utility damage is going to have taken the skyrocket over the last 2 rounds.
Let's have a look where that sits right now. It'll be Lucky with 200 utility damage so far. Shoxy 170, Kenny S 170. Yeah, they're really racking up the damage in this second half, that's for sure. As I mentioned, Renegades with maximum loss bonus now, so they will be able to buy up into this round regardless, getting that bomb down or not. Gratisfaction's got the best spawn possible for long. He's got the AWP. It's a dream situation. Can he convert?
Lucky to receive. Oh, he got across. So fast. We saw how Lucky approached it with the SMG before.
Another HE down the throat of Grap.
Just an extra one. Helping them out with their utility damage stats as he steps on the flame just for a moment. G2. Kept honest on their T side. One of the strongest tools in their toolbox. But here on the defense so far, have yet to concede, yet to waver.
Trying to clear out the mid doors here. Common position, especially when they're trying to bait in an AWPer. As they head back towards A. 4 smokes still available here. Gratisfaction on the AWP. Currently holding towards the mid doors. No AWP on the CT side, so Kenny S will be once again positioned towards Goose. Working with Lucky, he's on the crossover. You can see that crossfire, how that'll work out. You can see Lucky has to keep his eye towards middle as well. A execution looking very likely here. We've seen it many times before. Smokes on the catwalk itself, down towards CD spawn. You have options to drop players down with the flashes going over, and they have no orb to contest here. So this could be a powerful round for Renegades, with the smoke at 30 seconds is absolutely everything. They have to push through and hope for the best here.
Their smoke kind of helps them. They can use that, guys, and now they start to charge in. Kenny, perfect connection onto Liaz. The spray's good. He does have pressure applying from ramp, but he's ready for it. Actually takes another one, dinks up another. Azza's low too. Bomb goes in. G2, they have looked great in their retakes before. I will acknowledge that actually Jack's just got the info that there's nothing long, and so now they can focus their attention towards the site. Shox and Amanek traveling as a pack. They could go for the boost, perhaps.
You said it. They've been so good at these retakes. 2 towards spawn, 1 coming up long. That's going to be Jax. Gratisfaction knows he has to fight and at least get 1 here. Tries to dodge a flashbang. There's 1 cross though. Did he spot him? He must have done. Looking for that first kill. He's low HP. 1 bullet will take him down, especially if it's to the head. Plants is for sure, but Azza can do nothing. And G2, once again, a strong retake. Don't lose a single member there. Fantastic work. Timed to perfection. And it's going to be 12-8 in their favor.
Vitality, of course. You'll be seeing more from those guys in towards the next stage of competition. Really found form here at the Legend stage. Champions for them.
Yeah, that smoke towards short just as they committed made things very problematic. They're all coming through his grey screen. G2 were more than ready for it, and they managed to get all the kills there. Once again, taking a lot of damage from the HEs. We get into round 21. Renegades won't have the comfort of the AWP. Kenny S will certainly have his. He'll get that for free. Towards lower they go, so maybe a faster approach towards the mid doors. We've talked about it. CTs are happy to give up mid control in today's game, but Kenny S, he's actually going to be present, ready, watching the double doors. They want to walk through. He normally hits his shot. Smash goes over, and this time he's pushed back. Oh, he's stuck in the corner as well. Makes his way out.
Safe and sound for now. They start to charge. Holding down W in pursuit of the same. Amanek and Shox. He's caught in the corner, but he's still standing. And they do manage to open up into the B site. Often, that's enough. Lucky, Kenny, Jax, they remain for G2, and they're going to send, actually, Renegades so confident in the fact that they have this site. They're sending just JKS on the hunt.
JKS is pushing up towards short, and he's going to go for the backstabs here if they go and for the challenge. But G2 will be saving some of their weapons. They've got so much money here, and they don't need this round. This will actually be the first that Renegades have brought to the table. They're 5-0 down currently. It was a fast mid approach there, and a good flashbang to push Kenny back. It nullifies him in the round. He has to go behind smoke, and the approach towards the window position, you can see Shoxy, it's course towards the cubby over there. As soon as they came through, he got 1 kill, but they could trade off that so easily, and then isolated the player towards the platform. Wasn't really an issue, as Gratisfaction will make his way out. He's got 100 HP, just confirming that no one's going near that bomb. It's fine to survive there, but G2 will keep their money in a decent position with Kenny S on the AWP. 2 rifles saved, but 12-9 as Renegades pull 1 back. Chaotic round once again.
Getting into B site through mid. Kenny, I mean, yeah, he smoked off. Lucky to be alive, but it didn't stop them, didn't dissuade them in any way. Just continued to accelerate into that. It's so interesting to see both CT sides, and actually most teams we've seen on Dust2, that sacrifice of middle you've been talking about. You said in today's game, mid often not contested by the CTs early, at least not to a large degree. What do you think the reason is for that? Because of the power of a contact B, the power of a quick long?
It's a magnitude of reason. It depends on the matchup you have, and who's doing what in their play style, what research you've done. But usually 1-2 towards B, because you can actually back each other up. Then you can have one player at the B doors looking towards middle, calling if they've smoked towards CT, and you're relatively safe as well. And you can drop your utility to help out your B anchor. You can push towards B tunnels together as well. Usually the AWP come towards that B window or the B doors and try and help them out. But
just jumping for info, we see the players do that a lot on the B hold. We're off again, round 22.
Yeah, 1 AWP for Kenny, and another fast approach in mind from Gratisfaction. He'll be going towards those mid doors, but up towards short. He makes his initial move now. Flashbang over the top, beats the smoke, and Kenny S rattles off the shot, but falls back to more defensive line.
Fox just casting his eyes through middle as he returns to B. And Kenny returns to hunt down Gratisfaction. That's a hard shot to hit. My God, Gratisfaction, lucky to be alive. Gave Kenny a chance, and Kenny's been seizing almost all chances presented to him. No long presence, but Jax holds it passive. Now the nades start to fly. Posturing middle with flashbangs, but the commitment towards A does look rather severe. Standard smoke. Lucky. Kenny's going to be smoked off on the car, I think. As soon as he turns around, he's going to realize he hasn't got much to work with. I tell a lie, he could get on the car already. That's one. Kenny has to do more than that and actually chooses to back away. They're going to do the classic retake. If he can get away with this one.
I dare say they'll save at this point. We'll see if they fancy it. 4 players still up, so they'll see what's available to them, but this is looking very good for Renegades, especially with 2 Molotovs remaining as well. What a play that is. Shoxy with a preemptive fire towards the CT boxes there. They've actually got the lead. They'll certainly go for it now. Molotovs need to be deployed. Gratisfaction trying to find anything he can from the short position. It's going to be Liaz that finds a kill and return and brings it back to a 3-on-3.
God, your communications just have to be so pinpoint precise. So is the aim of Liaz.
Oh, that's the backstab of JKS. It saves the day. It's a massive round for them to pick up. As they get double digits on the Australian side, they're going to have 3 players surviving as well. We'll check out the cash for G2. They can afford a double orb setup, but 3 players would be extremely low on cash. That's Lucky, Amanek, and Shox, all hovering around $3,000. Amanek even less than that, but the SMG Master might be absolutely fine. It looks like they'll take the partial buy and have a full setup to try and close this one out. They still have the lead for now, but this round doesn't look too promising. They get 3 HEs, presumably send those in towards long doors. They might get an AWP out of this. If they get 3 grenades in this position, Gratisfaction probably kills 1, but he might be dropped as he will just take minimal damage there. Not too bad.
Going to be grateful he backed away as well as he sees the second come in. That's information and aggression actually from Lucky. 3 tags through the door. Brings Liaz down to 12. But that's really going to slow Renegades down just a little bit. Both of these teams have gone on record talking about the preparation and their motivation being at an all-time high, and it really does show. Coming into Berlin, but only one will get to sit on that Mercedes-Benz Arena throne, often referred to as a stage.
Sometimes. Throne works as well. So, the Eagles ready and waiting towards the A bomb site. They'll be focusing towards short. Smoke down towards the corner from Renegades here. They've got JKS patrolling the extremities as his teammates make their way up towards the rifle-favored position of long. The Eagles, though, could cause damage in these situations. They've taken damage already. Leah's down to 12. He'll be given the AWP. Gratisfaction is 64. Kenny S waiting on the A side. Jax to bait him in. This could work out. They've got everyone here ready and waiting.
Have made no secret that they're coming down long. Yeah. So much utility invested.
I dare say this works out for G2 now.
It's looking so good, so easy. And such a crucial round. This will give the 13th to G2. Just one more frag onto Liaz would have done it, but JKS now arriving. And he has the AK, so don't write him out of this one. There's 3, though, peeking him. You just can't hit those.
Oof, they don't get a single kill there.
And look at what they're scavenging away. G2, a half by. We've seen French teams in particular, make these rounds look easy. They rot the clock. Renegades fall. And they bring 3 AKs and a Krieg into this one.
Yeah, Renegades just under the pressure there. They only go for the long approach. Didn't go on the default, didn't get any information. And G2, like you said, were very aware it was going to be an A-long approach there. They had Kenny baited in by Jax, landing all the shots. Damage is already inflicted. Needed to stay a little bit calmer there. Assertive, perhaps. It shouldn't be 20 seconds against the Eagles that you're fully committing of no information. You should have at least a pick going on, a bit of intel as to where they're positioned. They shouldn't be able to fully stack in a bomb site and you have no idea.
We've seen the world's best. They often, in rounds like that, with the understanding of their opponent's economy like that, they just send, like, you know, an SMG completely at the other side of the map, bouncing around the B site and calling what he's seeing.
Yeah, sometimes it's nice to have a MAC-10 on those sort of rounds, so you can just throw him in. Even if they take that player down, a MAC-10 in the hands of a CT player is not going to do much against armored Ts.
That's a good point.
Fortunately, Renegades will have enough money to buy. They save the AWP. Gratisfaction has thrown that. So a chance to get back into this, but G2 have got right back into the game with that partial victory.
So this is it, make or break. And Kenny, well, he doesn't need to worry too much because Jax has got him safe and sound. JKS's aggression silenced. Early access to long, Gratisfaction, no hesitation. You're ready to take that fight. Wonder if Kenny's going to give it to him, though. Meantime, now just holding passive. They have sent Jacob to the other side of the map completely. He is a lone wolf, responsible for actually a bit of a Push from the French. He eats it all the same. What a flash from Shox. That caught him because he turned?
Yeah, he thought it was going to go behind him, of course, and then it bounced off the wall, lands in front of him, and Kenny S completely destroys Gratisfaction. He's looking for more and more kills here. Liaz will finally shut him down, but the damage is done. They'll make their way towards A, but is there anything left to say about this round? G2 looking confident to close this one out on Dust2. Bomb thrown over. Liaz will recover it. Molotov towards short. Is there going to be any jump attempts here from Lucky?
It's a plant for long, and Azza has an AWP. There is a world where Renegades have a shot at this one. Exposing himself to Elevator in pursuit of Amanek. Does get caught, though, in the pincer. 2 from long, 1 pushing ramp. Liaz, he's not long for this world, surely. Tags up 1, gets a chance into Lucky. Couldn't find the head quick enough, and the French, they're closing in on taking us to 3.
Nice work from Liaz there. He did everything he could at that point, but it wasn't quite enough. It will be G2 with their 14th on the board here. Bomb planted. Lost bonus at a full position, I believe, after this round. So they will have a buy overall, especially with Gratisfaction's $7,600. But one round will be map pointing. You see Kassad feeling the pressure now. Doesn't look good for them. Starting to shrink here on the T side.
G2. If your T side isn't as spicy, don't worry. They can turn up the heat, throw in a habanero into their defense. Inferno is our third should we need it.
Quite approach here from Renegades to kick things off. 2 players positioned towards those mid doors. Jacob to sneak out. So now you can see those 2 players towards B playing off each other on the CT side. Jacob trying to find any control towards CT spawn. Kenny S will be posted on short. So they've essentially allowed this position to be open. They can go for a pounce play here. They can smoke spawn, make their way quickly up towards B with flashes.
Worked for them before.
There's the smoke. They've got numbers here as well, and I think this is the play. In they go.
Going to look to commit to this one. 3 members of G2 locked out. It's down to just 2. Amanek going to get flashed. That doesn't stop him fragging, though. And he's going to actually be willing to take that fight again. The second flash comes in. He's unknown and now gets a second. JKS will be traded. As battling on doors puts Kenny in a tight spot. And Renegades. This one works. The mid to B.
Yeah, well, that's exactly what we were talking about earlier. They were aware there's a chance that Kenny will either be towards the B bomb side, middle, or short position, and hopefully he would be there. And that's exactly where he was. Renegades gets that information. They throw the smoke down towards spawn, and you can see how difficult that is to hold off. And that's why so many teams are presenting that right now. A couple of flashes over. Amanek did so well to even get 2 kills there. As you saw, he held a position where if he gets flash, he can just hold down the spray. There's only one position they can come through. They can't kill him from the door. He manages to get 1 and stays alive for a second, but too much pressure from the tunnels. And there will be 3 surviving for Renegades here as they avoid map point. Kenny S will save the AWP, however. Plenty of money to buy in the next round.
The second smoke they throw for that mid take, what's the purpose of the one that lands on the box?
That's so if any CTs want to jump up on the CT boxes and look over the initial smoke. So that's to block any vision for anyone boosting on getting up on those CT boxes, like vaulting up and having vision and actually maybe a bit of a one-way in that side. You can drop the initial CT smoke, that's fine. You'll usually be okay, but it's watertight if you get that second smoke down on top of the boxes as well.
I mean, you used to actually see a lot of Molotovs to try and force these CTs off the boost box. Instead, double smoke becoming flavor of the Major.
Well then, 3 towards B.
Uh-oh.
Renegades surely don't just go for this one. They'll be receiving an incendiary to kick it off. Shoxy joins Amanek once again. Smoke to be deployed. Gratisfaction calls it. What's the play now? They're going for a boost. Oh, hello. I like this a lot.
Absolutely love this. He misses the shot. Amanek to punish. Renegades did everything right but couldn't convert. An open net. And the shot, it goes straight over the crossbar.
Wow, that is significant. It seemed like the perfect reaction there. Doesn't work out. Lucky this time, cognizant of the mid-presence. Nails the second kill and starts to fall back here. It's a 5-on-3 advantage. They don't want to let this one slip away.
Amanek thanking his lucky stars. G2 the same. Smokes off towards CT, but G2 don't need to move a muscle right now. Just accept they don't have direct mid control. Shox would stop it from spiraling. Kenny responsible for sure. That Molotov arrives. That will shave some time off the clock, and It's starting to become somewhat of an issue. 28, 3 members of Renegades to try and fend off this 15th round, and no, Kenny just having no issues. JKS just gives him a little bit of a chance. The flash high though, with 15 seconds left and 4 still standing. It just seems impossible. Liaz closing the gap, 10 seconds. JKS connecting another one, and hang on a second, he could perhaps get this bomb down. Can't be contested. JKS gone, but
Oh!
Kenny pushing.
Well, that might be all she wrote for Dust2. Renegades haven't really got going on the T side whatsoever. Their money is okay for now. They do have buys available. It's going to take 4 rounds in a row at this stage just to get to overtime.
They've only got 3 rounds to show for their attack, Renegades, here on Dust2.
Yeah, they were 5-0 down to kick things off here after winning the first half, no less. That was a frustrating way to lose that first kill. You can see what it means to grab. He knows if he gets that, they probably completely maul the B-bomb site. He'll have to go for the glass cannon AWP here. Nothing spotted at the start. Quick play towards shore from Liaz.
Seen this once before from JKS, and he was met by rather sterling defense instead. Nades coming his way this time in the form of smokes and flame. They reaggress. G2 5 frags away from taking us to our 3rd map, Inferno. Oh, that's a lot of damage. No worries. Fantastic use of their utility from G2 here on the defense. They don't have to play retake if they don't let them in, Henry. I think that's that's the counter.
Well, they've been so good at containing them towards these short steps, haven't they? Those grenades, every time they try and get set up, G2 read it so well. Last life for Renegades, and as we're jumping down towards spawn, can he find the opening kill? They're actually going to be baiting it out, going through those mid doors and focusing towards the B side once again. It's JKS waiting towards the tunnels. Azza, perfect position to take down Lucky. Shoxy, same position as before, looking to get multiple frags. He's delivering. There's the second, they get a third. Oh my God, that's magnificent from Shox. Azza can do nothing about it, and it's going to be 16-11 in favor of G2. They take Dust2, and we're going to be moving on to Inferno. What a classic map to close things out here.
Oh, Inferno, the 3rd map decider, a spot in the top 8 on the line. Kenny's in form. Azza, JKS, top of the scoreboard for them alongside Liaz. Everyone from Renegades delivering, certainly in the first half. 9-3 though, they could only get 3 on the attack of Dust2. It was their opponent's pick, but G2, clear dynamic defense.
Yeah, their CT side is getting stronger and stronger every time we see it. It was a real issue in their opening games here on Dust2, but they managed to make it look a lot better, I have to say. They seem to be so aware that utility usage is just off the charts right now. The short control they had, that seemed Renegades, the only real approach they had. They seemed so rattled after receiving, 200 damage towards short in the initial few gun rounds. 5-0 down, couldn't get going, and there we have it. Inferno to close things out here.
I wanted to see who gets major props for the utility damage, and it's 2 names. It's going to be Lucky and Kenny.
Wow, 255 for Kenny, Lucky 239. That's utility damage across the map. That is a lot. That is significant.
Those little 20 HP nades that constantly leveled the odds for the CTs with the M4s.
And just in comparison, Azza with 114 at the very top there for Renegades, so G2 certainly had them in that department.
Yeah, and for now, we hope we have you and your attention, because we are going to take a little bit of a break. When we come back, they'll be breaking down Dust2 and talking about Inferno. Looking forward to breaking that one down and casting it.